Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I just wanted to show you a Z-fold card and a double Z-fold card. So you can see how fabulous this card is, where you can see a little bit of that inside, but then it also kind of opens super fun and everything with that Z-fold. See where you get the Z-fold, fabulous. So that's the Z-fold card. This one is the double Z-fold because you can see there is that second Z in the card. So it's got that little extra pop out, which is super fun. See how it's like the little gingerbread man are popping out there. So it adds a little extra wow to it, and it's super fun. It would be so beautiful like on a mantle or something like that. This is definitely one you want to keep out on display. So make sure you send your holiday cards that are display worthy, although every hand stamped card is display worthy because it's all made with love. So let's get started. These are actually really simple and so much fun to design because you have so many elements that you can add an extra little design piece to. So first we're going to start with the single Z-fold, and this is super simple. I started with a piece of 8.5 by 11 and I cut it in half to get your regular card base. So this is measures 4.25 by 11, so I cut it in half along the 8.5 side. So 4.25 by 11, and you're just going to go ahead and fold that in half like you normally would for a regular card. So we're folding at 5.5. Then this top piece here, you'll fold in half as well. And I'm going to fold that back. So that is at 2 3/4. So if you were scoring in advance, you would score at 2 3/4 and 5.5. So now you have that fabulous Z-fold there. So super fun. This card, I actually used the Totally Trees stamp set, which is in the Holiday Mini Catalog. That's this one here. And I used the trees for the fall, the leaves, and also that greenery at the bottom. So I just wanted to show you a little bit with that. Of course, for this front panel, your little Cajun Craze here is going to be 2.5 by 4, and then your Very Vanilla is going to be 2.25 by 3 3/4. So here I have my 2.25 by 3 3/4, and I'm just going to use that snake piece. It looks like a snake because it's just a very long, thin piece. It's this one down here. I'm going to use that with some of my garden green. So I'm just going to ink that up. So I want to stamp off once, and then I'm going to stamp right on the bottom of my vanilla, just like that. And then I'm going to ink it up again, stamp off once, and then I'm going to offset it a little bit so that it fills in a little bit more. And then I'm going to do it a third time because I want it to go up kind of high. And it's okay if it overlaps because then that just gives it a little bit of different color variation. And then there's little bitty grass pieces which just look like a whole bunch of little bitty sticks. And I'm going to do this in full strength, and I'm just going to fill in and stamp all over my green grass. And that's how I got that fabulous green grass sort of look. And then I'm going to stamp my tree. I did the tree in crumb cake. So I'm just going to add my trees here in crumb cake. And then the magic happens with the leaves whenever I use a sponge dauber. So I'm actually going to take Delightful Dijon and I'm going to ink it up. And so now it's all inked up, all the leaves of the tree are inked up in Delightful Dijon. And then I'm going to take my Cajun Craze and my Cajun Craze sponge dauber, and I'm just going to randomly ink all over that. So just, you know, a few dots here and there, and then stamp it down. And that gives that light and dark various shade. And it looks super fabulous. So again, I'm going to clean that off ink it up in Delightful Dijon, and then tap all over with the Cajun Craze sponge dauber. And there you have that amazing tree. Then I also took some of my cherry cobbler and I inked it up, the little single leaves. Well, there's 4, so I guess it's not really single. And I added various other colors and made it look like it was falling down, and just kind of filled in the tree, adding those different colors. And you can stamp a few times to give that variation of color, just to add those nice little leaves falling down for fall. So that is how I created this Z-fold card. Now let's do the double Z-fold, which just has one little extra step to it. So for this Z-fold card, it's the exact same thing where we have our real red card base, and that's just folded in half, the same as before. So we're folding it in half, our 4 1/4 by 11, folded in half at 5 1/2. And then again, this panel is folded back at 2 3/4, which is also half. And use a nice bone folder there for that nice strong crease so that it stays for you. And then your other piece, you have a piece that is 1 1/4 inch, and you can of course do this however thick or thin you would like. I did mine 1 1/4 inches wide, and again it's scored at that same spot at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. So then you have that fabulous Z. So now you have this Z-fold, and you'll just adhere this down opposite. Let's see, let's let the camera focus. Of course, I probably should have done this in white just so you could see it a little bit better. So here is this Z, and I have the long piece here. And the best way to adhere this is to add the adhesive and then to set it down as the Z-fold so that you know that it's folded and it's not like crooked or cockeyed or anything like that. So you'll just want to make sure that it's adhered like that, and then there you have your double Z-fold. And this one I decorated with lots of the fabulous gingerbread, the Candy Cane Lane Sweet. So I have the washi tape, which is the striped washi tape, going down the 1 1/4 inch strip. And then I have my piece of Whisper White here that I stamped the greeting on, and I added some of the gumdrops. So the gumdrop washi tape is on the top and the bottom. And then I I punched out the little gingerbread men. And they are from the Cookie Cutter Christmas stamp set. So that's this one here. So the little gingerbread men there. And then of course there's the coordinating punch to punch those little guys out. And I added little enamel shapes there. And then I also used the Designer Series paper in the background here. And I added just a little white piece there so you could do a little to and from. You could also always write on the back of the card too if you didn't want to have your handwriting showing, or you could always write in this little spot as long as you remembered to do it before you added your second Z-fold, or if you're okay just writing in that top little piece. So that is the double Z-fold card. Super fun, super fabulous. Of course, I'll be posting both of these on my blog, laurastamppad.com. So you have your single and your double Z-fold card, one for fall and one for the holidays, for Christmas time or winter time, or just, you know, any sort of fun little decorating with gingerbread men, because you could do that all year round. So be sure to check out my blog, laurastamppad.com, for all the information on both of these cards. And of course, I'll post the links down below once they are posted. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you next time. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.